Hello everyone. Today I want to make a video on performative neurotypical conversations. So recently I've been in rooms in social settings where I'm talking to a group of people and everyone sort of kind of knows each other. People are, friendships are developing, or maybe it's like a professional setting, and the whole thing feels like a performance. I'm sure you might have had this experience as well. It's like everyone's sort of bouncing off each other, vibing, talking about things on common ground, in sort of this very smiley, laughy, like wholesome, hey, we're all getting along. Oh, hey, we're all having this like jolly time together. Like jokes get put out, everyone's laughing, ha ha ha. And it's like, it's not authentic, it's not genuine. We're not really sure if we like really like each other, but it's just sort of this like performance to engage in, to kind of give yourself and everyone else the idea that we're all having a good time together, we're all getting along, we're in this cool social setting where everyone's on top of their stuff, and just like it's like trying to co-create this like self-assuredness or self-confidence in your decision to be there and to be around these people and to just be accepted in this group of people. But again, the whole thing is a performance. And what I've really noticed is that it's kind of like a vibe is co-created, or like an energy is co-created. And if you can get on that energy of the room and you can sort of like do cool tricks on it, it's kind of like catching a wave or something. It's like if you can catch that wave and do cool tricks on it, you'll be popular, you'll be cool, you'll be accepted. People will be like, yeah, I can like vibe with that person again. Meanwhile, but this vibe is just like kind of artificial. It's like created for the purpose of acceptance. And not everyone is naturally good at getting on that vibe, you know? And it's not a indicator of how cool or social you are. Like some people are good at getting on that vibe and just like thriving in it. I see this as sort of like the popular kids, or like actors. I think this is why actors are really popular, is because they're really good at just like catching the vibe of the room and just like acting out a really nice performance. But not everyone's good at that. And as someone who grew up autistic, not really fitting into a lot of like social dynamics growing up, I learned to get really social, and it ended up getting me really popular by like tapping into like the energy of the room and just like doing cool tricks on it, bouncing off each other, putting on this cool performance where I'm getting along with everyone and I'm, you know, throwing out jokes and everything like that. And it was fun for a little bit. Like I felt accepted and it was like exciting. But ultimately, eventually, it just got me to a place where I was friends with people who I didn't really want to be friends with. The hangouts were starting to feel kind of stale or ingenuine. Like I wasn't getting what I really wanted out of a friendship. I wasn't able to really be myself. And I realized that like the performance never really went away. Or maybe it did when you got really close with someone. But then when you got really close with someone, you realized like, hey, me and this person aren't really meant to be like that close with each other. So this is kind of like how the neurotypical world operates in a lot of ways. People would rather find like something to fit into that they deem as cool, rather than not fitting in at all. And a lot of this is ego. People have an idea of who they are, and they're like, okay, if I can slot in with this group of people, I can get the social, like I can get my social needs met. I can, bolster my personality. I can show other people that I have friends. I can have things to do, and ultimately I can get acceptance from others. So there's like a lot of reason why people do this, and that's why they do it, even if it's just not inherently what they're meant to do, or if inherently there is a good fit. And I'll say this too, and it's important to say this. This is not fully authentic or inauthentic. It is not a black or white situation. Like people can't fully act. Okay? People have a baseline blueprint of a personality, of who they are in essence, and they can't hide that. Like it would be impossible to hide that. So, for example, someone's more into like reading books and like being a hermit, while someone else is more of like an athletic guy and like, you know, yeah, just like doing all these crazy athletic things. And it's like those two people might be very different from each other, but if they can get on that same social like energy, the same energy that's created in the room, and they can bounce off each other and make these jokes and these like remarks together, if they can both play the role, they can get along in a friend group, or in like they can join the same friend group, and they can convince themselves that they have found chemistry, genuine chemistry, when in reality it's the performance that got you there. It's not who you really are. And a big part of these dynamics that like really gets on my nerves sometimes is forced humor, or just like making jokes that aren't actually funny. Like they're just jokes for the sake of like setting off like laughter in the room. When in reality, like if you really to be honest with yourself, you wouldn't actually like laugh at that. Like if you were in the third person, you were like seeing like a skit or something and people made this joke, it would just be like, that's not that funny. Or like, maybe you do a slight exhale through your nose or something. But a lot of times people just like will take these like really just like mid jokes and just laughter erupts in the room just because everyone wants to laugh together. Everyone wants to be like, ha ha ha, we're all having a good time here. Ha ha ha, like this is all great. And I think personally for me, like the more sensitive you are and just the more like intuitive you are, the easier it is to see like this is just a performance. This is just like a co-created play. And I personally don't fit in this. I have no interest in fitting in this. It would be exhausting for me to stay in this. I'm going to go. This is part of, I think, maturing as well. But the thing about maturing and growing up is that not everyone matures, not everyone grows up. There's different aspects of development. And some people don't really develop in the way where they like transcend the ability to not make inauthentic friendships. Like, inauthentic friendships are kind of like really important for people because without them, they have to really face themselves, face their darkness, and it might take a long time for them to actually find people that really fit in with them or that are really like a fit for them. So if you are autistic, empathic, sensitive, dreamy, imaginative, whatever it is, the neurotypical world might be confusing. And you can learn how to do the performance and partake in that, but you might also have to learn at some point that those performances aren't actually leading to anything you really want. It's just like short-term validation. And sometimes making friends and finding the right people takes a long time. But a good way to go is to find people who are good, who are genuinely caring, who will genuinely ask you about your world, about your life, and just like want to get to know it. This is not a performance. This is people genuinely wanting to understand each other on like a really true, deep level. All that stuff about laughing together, giggling together, making banter really quickly, that's more for comfort. That's more for feeling cool. That's more for feeling like you found something really cool and awesome and like something that's like flamboyant. But just being good, sitting down with someone, talking, getting interested in their world is great. And if good conversations just start flowing from that, that's how you know it's great. It's when you don't have to put on a mask, when you don't have to put on an act, when there's no co-created performance, when there's awkwardness and awkward silences. That's totally fine as well. It takes time for genuine, authentic, like very close friendships to form. And that's fine. And in that process, don't act your way to get there. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you agree with anything or disagree with anything. I'm happy to read both. Wish you all a beautiful day, and till next time.